standing strong, one guiding hand. Truth that rings in everything we do. Red, right and true. Stars and stripes, forever fly. Freedom's voice will never die. Say it proud, say it true. Welcome to Red, Right, and True. Hey!
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Red, Right, and True, where we tell you all the truth all the time. And we have a really exciting show for you tonight. We have an amazing guest. Our guest is George Gallo. And, of course, our co-host is Joe Curry.
Hello.
Patriot Box.
Hello, everyone.
The box is back.
The box,
The box is back. And, of course, Mark White.
Good evening.
Mark.
And the first thing we're going to do is Mark always picks videos for us that are timely in what's happening, and things are happening so fast. You blink and something else important is happening. So we're going to get up Asset 1, and then we're going to talk about it. So please put up
They
Asset
did it
1.
again. Same group, second synagogue in 1 week. Anti-Israel activists waved Hezbollah flags outside a New York City house of worship and went after Jewish kids. Kids! The group responsible for these riots is not hiding it, and the mayor is turning a blind eye. The Jewish community in New York City is sadly no longer safe.
Okay, thank you, Mark, for that. Well, that is a timely piece because yesterday they had a protest against Mandami, and
Very successful
very
one.
successful. Many amazing speakers. Scott Lebedo, our own Shawn Michaels, who has a podcast on right after us, who's a social media a guru. He's got thousands and thousands of followers. They got up and they made speeches. And what's happening in New York City is just a sample of what's going to happen to the rest of the country. And it starts off with the Jews, but it doesn't end with the Jews. It always goes after they attack the Jews, then they come for the Christians, and they come for everybody that is not them. They call them the infidels. And their aggressiveness and the lack of Mandami to protect the Jewish citizens and protecting anyone else that wants to peacefully protest is it's out of control. And I was just so touched that everybody got together and, in a real peaceful way, told Mandami where to go. So who wants to take it from there?
It's interesting that Mandami and a lot of supporters. There are a lot of Jewish folks that are still supporting Mandami and his policies.
Well, I definitely want to get to that.
They really don't.
Okay, so I want to talk about liberal Jews, the ones that are, their mantra is voting blue no matter who. So I'm going to add to that. Voting blue no matter who. If you're a Jew, they're going to kill you. And they're going to kill Christians and everyone that has Western values, that this is a Judeo-Christian nation, and they are coming for you. So if you're a liberal Jew, this is what I think of you. It's a little controversial, but I see Trump as Moses. I'm just saying, this is an analogy that Trump is Moses.
The opinions of Bonnie are her own and have nothing to do with this podcast, the establishment.
Okay,
or any
Box,
of the
let me finish my
sponsors.
thought. So everybody's seen the Ten Commandments, and there's that character, Dathan, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, played by Edgar G. Robinson.
Was in the Bible? Nah, see, we got to obey the Ten Commandments. See, you smugs. Thou shalt not take your wife. See, you smugs. Sorry.
Exactly. And Dathan represents today's opportunistic traitors, which are the liberal Jews. And you are betraying not only your own people, you're betraying your country, you're betraying Western civilization, you're betraying Christians, you're betraying everyone by continuing to vote blue. Everybody vote red this time. You got to save our country, you got to save this city.
Yeah,
So-
and a lot of it's basically the Jewish vote always has been Democratic for a lot of Democratic causes, but it's vote blue all the time. But they need to realize that there is such an anti-Semitic environment now.
Well, you know what? It's like when I look at social media, I've pretty much blocked all of the liberal Jews that are so self-righteous. How come they never post anything about the anti-Semitism that's going on? They'll post about Greg Gutfeld. They'll post about,
It
all this,
doesn't-
everything else, but except what's really
It
happening.
doesn't fit the narrative. It's as simple as that. Mark, this is your area of expertise when it comes to the narrative and their nonsense. Care to weigh in?
Well, the media is all Jews. That's the first thing. Hollywood. All the people that attacked me when I became, when I didn't get the shot and when Trump won, literally in 2016, almost everybody that attacked me was a liberal Jew. That's all I can tell you. And my friend had something, I asked him, I said, what's going on with that? He said, liberal first and everything else second,
But
including
again-
Jews,
again-
blacks, anything.
Again, that's true that there's a lot of Jews in the media, unfortunately. But there's many, many Jews. I belong to many, many conservative Jewish groups that they have changed their viewpoints, and they are not Democrats anymore. They've seen the light, and we've got to get more people. We've got to reach more people to get them to change. My parents changed by listening to Bob Grant. They also saw what was happening.
Get off my phone,
Get off my phone.
you
Exactly.
pusillanimous.
You Pachim, get off my phone.
Yeah, so it's like people can change, but if they are the ones that are, in charge of the media, at least there's
Well,
other
Bonnie-
sources of media now that can get out the word, like podcasts that have lots of followers. They're losing their strength because of shows like this and other people that are starting to get at least another viewpoint than what's shoved down everyone's throat.
I want to point out something that, when we talk about Hollywood, and historically it was controlled by Jews, majority of it started because of that. That may or may not be as true as it used to be, but it was a fact back in the day. But something I want to point out about Hollywood that's really important is Hollywood is make-believe, people. It's not real. When you see an old movie with the castles and the kings and how wonderful it was, believe me, it wasn't. Back then, people didn't have hygiene. They didn't wash. Those people stunk, all right? For those of you, I usually don't talk about this. I own a DeLorean, people, okay? And people ask me, what happens when you go 88 miles per hour? You know what happens? You get a ticket, all right? Hollywood is make-believe.
So George, what's your opinion about what's going on in Manhattan right now? Have you been in the city lately?
Well, I've been listening to Mandami. He seems like he's a really good speaker, and from what I can tell, people are convinced by his posture. His posture seems like it's for the people. There's no empty spaces. There's
Put
no
your
empty...
mic on, George.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
He's doing a great Mandami impersonation, and you
And that's who
just
killed
missed
Kennedy.
it.
Did you get this? Is this on?
It's on.
It's on now.
It's on.
Oh, yeah, and that's who killed Kennedy.
So
But
you hear
Mandani-
it here first. The America First Warehouse, read, right, and true.
And and the funny thing is, you do a great Mandami, every speech he has, he thinks he's FDR, and it's going to be saved for posterity. When he talks about the garbage, the rats will not be going into the garbage. Like someday, a school kid in 2938 are going to, he did amazing things about the rats.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, I am a woman, so
No kidding.
I can't define what a woman is. But a lot of the women voted for him, I heard, because he's supposedly cute. First of all, I don't think he's cute at all. I think he's disgusting. But if
His
that's-
policies are cute.
But if that's the reason that women voted for him, maybe women shouldn't be voting. I mean, that's very controversial to say also. But
Not really.
You go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just, you said it was controversial. I don't think it is.
Well, I'd like to go on record here. Bonnie and I, we have a little bit of a relationship, and I assure you, she is a woman and no penis. That's my definition.
There you
okay?
go.
Oh, I thought you were going to
The
say.
penis is the deal killer in my book, or in my box.
I thought Patriot Box was going to say what he said to us as we passed a woman whose car was on the side of the road, and he goes, if it's got, go ahead, Patriot
If it's
Box.
got tits or tires on it, it's going to cost you money and aggravation.
Yeah. Anyway, it's true.
When
and
you
it's
want,
true. A lot of money.
Send your letters to ban Patriot Box at P.O. Box 776. All right, back to
Two
you
boxes,
people.
1 cent.
No, me and George are divorced. We understand what you're saying. But Mandami is not at the annual Israeli Pride Day parade. He's not going to be marching in the parade.
Good.
How do you know that?
He said so.
He mentioned that. He said that. He said that he's got a lot of things he needs to do to keep the city running forward. And, you know, to
Why?
destroy a city, it takes time. You can't be in parades. You know?
So like in black community, we have like Al Sharpton, and we have all the. Do Jews have like a spokesperson for them in New York City that can just call this dude out? Do you have a guy
Michael
like that?
Rappaport. Michael Rappaport is our spokesperson. But, you know, it's funny you mentioned Al Sharpton, because that is one of the people that changed my parents' minds from becoming liberals to conservatives. They said the whole Tawana Brawley case, when it found out it was a hoax, Al Sharpton had ruined many people's lives and never apologized, never said anything.
Right.
And he is the beginning of the hatred towards everyone. The way he went about it, was the start of the division, because Jews always supported black causes because they were, you know, legitimately had things that were happening to them. And then Al Sharpton, the Democratic Party is not the party that it was when my parents were younger. And we will be back in 3 minutes. Please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for Red, Right, and True.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just 2 entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round 2. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Joe.
Good evening and welcome back to Red, Right, and True. I'm Joe Curry. He's George Gallo, the Patriot Box, and Bonnie. And in Zoom land, we have Mark. And what we'd like to do now is we would like to take you to asset number 2, where we're going to wonder what's it's going to be like with Mandami as mayor. Asset 2, please.
I've struggled to even address what happened outside the synagogue in Brooklyn because the only thing shocking to me here is that you guys are surprised. What did you think was going to happen when we elected a mayor who, on his campaign trail, refused to condemn the phrase globalize the Intifada, who refused to say that Hamas should lay down their arms and surrender? What did you think was going to happen when that mayor got elected and on day 1 of taking office gets rid of protections for synagogues, for religious institutions, gets rid of the definition of anti-Semitism? So all those swastikas that we saw in Queens this week, are they even anti-Semitic? Are those symbols even considered anti-Semitism? Because we don't even have a definition of it anymore. How can you combat it when you can't even define it? So we see a mob outside of a synagogue with the leader waving a Hezbollah flag. Hezbollah, you know, the Iranian proxy that is based in Lebanon. And people are alarmed. I understand the outrage. I do. But surprise? Shock? No. No shit. What did you think was going to happen when you elect Zohran Mamdani as mayor? Did you think that suddenly the world was going to sympathize with us? They didn't sympathize with us on October 8th when the same mobs, the same people that we saw outside the synagogue in Brooklyn were celebrating in the street the mass rape and murder of innocent Jews in Israel. Why would they care now? Not only was there no sympathy, they went on to then elect a terror-sympathizing mayor. So none of this should be surprising to you. And you know there is very little in our control here because Mamdani has been elected. We have no friends. We have no allies. We have no support. The only thing that we can do that is in our hands is our commitment to our Judaism. When we're going through a moment like we're in now, and we know that it's going to get worse, what we have to hang on to, we have an obligation to hang on to, is the idea that from generation to generation, we have miraculously survived because we have hung on to who we are. So all these intimidation tactics, they are designed to make us try to forget who we are, to make us try to hide who we are. So double down, triple down, quadruple down, whatever you have to do. Go to shul, light your Shabbat candles, learn some Torah, connect with your Jewish community, connect with your rabbi. That's really the only call to action that I think makes any sense, short of making Aliyah. We are eternal, and don't you ever forget it.
You know what? I certainly do agree with everything that woman said, but I want to point out the bigger picture here. This is by design. They are undermining the entire American way of life. They're trying to undermine the greatest city in the United States, possibly the world, and it's piece by piece. And I'm going to point out several things that just in the last week have happened. And again, you know, when you pick on someone, if you're a bully, when you just go to war with someone, you attack the most vulnerable people, easiest to get first. And you know what? Jews historically have been a scapegoat, and they're certainly working that playbook. But it's not, and I don't want this to be a Jewish thing, because this is just their foothold. They're showing you exactly what they're going to do, not only to the Jews, to everyone. Anyone who does not agree with them, they're trying to destroy America. All right. For instance, something several things have happened. I'll go to one of the big ones is the Knicks. I don't think they made it to the playoffs for 26 years. Well, you know what? They're not going to have a watch party at Madison Square Garden, thanks to Mandami, because some people might act up and cause a problem. But it's okay to go to a school where you have little girls who are going to school and then intimidate them, to do your prayer chants in an obnoxious, loud way at 4 a.m, and the police are told to step down. They're doing big things, they're doing little things. A little thing. Bonnie and I were cutting through Manhattan late at night after 11 p.m. because the commuter tax is only $2 instead of $9 then.
That's not really why we were doing it.
By the way, it's
that
almost
that fleecing. Don't get me started. That fleecing of that's not. It's a fleece tactic, is what it is.
it's almost it's almost worth it because it's only a couple of bucks when you do it after hours to go almost a whole mile on Canal Street from Manhattan Bridge to the Holland Tunnel. But Bonnie noticed that she says,
and I notice nothing usually.
right,
So.
she noticed something doesn't look right. And what didn't look right is the Brooklyn Bridge wasn't lit up. There's a whole bunch of New York, in my opinion, has probably the most beautiful skyline in the world.
It's
second
amazing
to
on a
none.
clear night. It's stunning.
It doesn't look the same now, and the reason it doesn't look the same is because they're turning off the lights after 11 p.m. Is that a big thing? Yeah, it's one step. It's one step in trying to damage, to sabotage, to usurp this great city, and
Wait, can I interrupt for
of course.
1 second? I Googled to find out why, because I was like, maybe they're talking about energy, whatever Mandami's BS is, and it actually came up. It was about the migration of birds, because the birds. The lights. I don't know. Wouldn't lights help the birds see better? I don't know.
Did we know to stay away from the city?
Excuse.
Like I care about a pigeon heading to his family in Boston. Stay away from the Empire State Building, you dumb bird, and turn the lights back on.
In my lifetime, and I'm more than a half a century old, I've never heard of any birds that were migrating having trouble with New York. Okay, that's just me.
Yeah.
But he also wants to not have a celebration in Times Square for the 250th anniversary of our country. Isn't that kind of alarming?
It's awful. It's awful. And when I was a kid, I went to Operation Sail, which was 1976, and it was an amazing time in the city. The ships, where my mom's office was, we watched the ships go up the East River. The people there were first generation, and they're in tears, marveling on how proud they're to be an American and how amazing this day is and all the celebrations that were going on. And this guy wants to cut a major celebration on the 250th anniversary of this country.
Yep.
It's astounding to me that people can't understand how subversive this guy is. As George was saying before, he talks very eloquently. He's a very good speaker, but he says nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, he says he's saying a lot in that he's
Why don't we have
destroying our city. Go ahead,
George, in your best Mandami voice, speak up here. Don't forget that smile.
Well, we're turning off the lights only because, and if I speak so fast, I can actually cut you up before you even ask a question, much like a comedian does on stage. You kind of counter the attack, and what you do is you make a plan, and that plan is if you speak fast and concisely, people go, wow, he's charismatic. No, everything's scripted. So we want to turn off the lights on the bridges, and that will go towards one of the first socialist grocery stores that we're planning for this year.
Which
So
is
it's
going to have
be-
squab from the birds hitting the building.
It certainly
Don't
is.
interrupt
Make
my
up-
Tommy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're very welcome.
That was awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. I adore this man. We've been friends for 30 years, making each other laugh.
Oh, my God.
For
Well,
30, for
you know
30
what?
years.
George Gallo, our guest, is one of the pioneers of going up to strangers and putting not a microphone in front of their face, but a munchkin on a stick.
Oh, it's a
and
cake pop.
asking a cake pop. Sorry.
Yeah,
get hungry to feel.
I've been harassing America for a long time, even when there was not
You
an internet.
invented that.
I would say I did it as a personal impulse because I always saw the news and I said I could do that better, and that's what I've been doing
And you
for
have.
all these years.
You have. You've made some. I think some viral videos. A couple of your videos went viral.
Yeah, it was not intentional. It was there was a lot of viral videos, and to tell you the truth, you kind of get sick of it. And some stories are kind of just interesting, like when I went out to the city during No King's Day, and that was a freak show. That was like Mos Eisley Spaceport times 2000, and everybody was having a good time and they were enjoying themselves, and that's that sector of people. But it wasn't just one group and that group and that group. Look, the way I look at it, we could say everything from the outside. We could say everything from the suburbs, Westchester. We could say everything from upstate. all these incredible, normal, somewhat normal, decent American people. Whatever goes on in New York City is what it is. We can't touch it. You know, you're in Nassau County, Suffolk County, West. You could scream, jump up and down. If you got a governor who's in sync with that guy, okay, there's nothing we can do. And I always say, protests will never do anything. And all protests do is cause traffic. They don't do a thing. And I've been saying that for years and years and years. They're wasting their time.
I just said that last
it's
week.
entertainment for you and I.
Well,
Go ahead.
there is something that we can do, and that is vote for Bruce Blakeman. That is what you can do, and we in New York State can do our part. I don't care what you're doing on Election Day. Make sure, if you're a conservative, you get down to the voting booth and you vote for Bruce Blakeman. And we have to do that every segment from now until Election Day.
And more
Bruce
importantly,
Blakeman.
more importantly, like that, with the voting booth, get the word out, because basically I have family upstate, and they most likely will vote for him, but they don't know him pretty much outside the New York metro area. It's that guy from Nassau County, I think, right? Yeah, and he's very good. So get the word out to everybody that they need to look into him. He's the future of New York.
He's going to
is
save
destroying
New York.
This state with her policies. She's chasing out the rich that pay a majority of the taxes, and she's begging them back. But they're down in Boca living the life. They're not coming back. We need to stop her, and Blakeman is the only chance that we have to do it. It's important we get that word out.
Where's he from? Who is he?
Nassau County. He is the county executive of Nassau. And very good. Taxes haven't been raised. It has been voted the safest county in America.
My county.
With everything he's done, he's beyond amazing. But the name recognition isn't there yet. We need to get that name recognition out.
So he's trying to run for mayor in the next
Governor.
Oh, governor. Excuse me.
Governor.
Okay.
And if he can take Hochul's place, he will help not only New York State, but New York City. And New York City is in desperate need of help. And stay tuned. We will be back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
250 years ago, a nation was born, built on courage, driven by freedom, defined by patriots who stood their ground. Today, we don't just remember that legacy, we wear it. This is more than a shirt. It's a symbol of strength, freedom, and pride. I'm Steve Stern, COO of theflagshirt.com, and I invite you to celebrate 250 years of the United States with us. Wear your pride, stand for something, get your shirts today.
Politics feeling broken? What if you could match with politicians the way you match on a dating app, but based on real values? Meet OpScore from GoUSA, the first ever values-based political matchmaker. Think Match.com for elections that aligns voters with politicians. We score politicians on a nonpartisan scale based on your priorities. Track your politician scores and take our OpScore Challenge survey to match with leaders who align with you at opscore.org. Stop voting blind. Start matching smart. Politicians work for you.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer, fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode
episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
Hi, and welcome back to Red, Right, and True with myself, Bonnie Scalisi, co-host Joe Curry, Patriot Box, Mark White, and our amazing guest, George Gallo. And we are going to get to Asset 3, and then Patriot Box is going to talk about it. Asset 3, please.
In the area to do this in front of you have to do it in front of a Jewish school. This is the front of the Jewish school, high school. Do you see what's happening here? Because there's no mosque in the area to do this in front of you. You have to do it in front of a Jewish school. Nice, right?
Disgusting.
Yeah,
This
absolutely disgusting.
Who organized that? That's what I want to know.
Well, there is a law that they broke that public sidewalk, you are not allowed to
Intimidate.
take space on and block people on that. They could have arrested them on that alone. But
I
he
understand
wants
that,
this
but, like,
to go
who-
on. Mandami
who
wants this
organized that?
to go on.
Who organized that? There has to be one person that's like, you know what? Let's go stand in front of a Jewish school and
That's a great
terrorizing
question,
people.
Mark. Who is behind all of these these rallies?
Right. Who
where
put
they-
that together? Somebody put that together. Y'all need to find. Y'all are up there in New York. Y'all need to find out. That's your new assignment.
I would put $10 down, and it's probably college students, NYU, Columbia students.
Those
that
were
would put
grown
the-
men, though. Those
Those
were not
grown men,
college
and
students.
they're also paid. All right, we've seen it over and over again. The George Soroses, in the election, one of the elections down in Texas, I believe, one of the anti-MAGA people spent $100 million and still lost because people are wising up. But there's money behind this. There's again their whole playbook. They're doing this. It's targeted. They're doing it bit by bit, piece by piece, and wherever they could get away with it.
And it's a synagogue this time, but in other countries they go after Christians. It's the Muslim extremists that go after Christians. Not only their churches, they are murdering them. And they're getting their foothold in here. They infiltrate, then they get into the government, and then they start changing the rules, the laws. And it's just like that's what's happening in New York City. Adams had put in an executive order protecting the Jews because they were being targeted. And on day one, Mandami got rid of the executive orders. Basically, what I think is happening is exactly what happened when Joe Biden was the president for 4 years. Trump is letting New York see the damage that Mandami is doing. He's not going to come in yet to the rescue because people are so frickin' stupid that, as our guest, there's been Gino Bisconti always says, you have to let it burn first before you put out the fire. And what's happening in New York City is they're letting people see a little glimpse as to what's going to happen before anybody does anything to stop it. Well, it's getting out of control.
And it's not only getting out. Let's try that again. It's not only getting out of control here. It's getting out of control up in Maine. You have a candidate up in Maine going for a U.S. Senate called Graham Plattner. And Graham Plattner is a socialist. He has said things against the soldiers. He actually has a Nazi tattoo.
The SS Death Head.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Box, for knowing.
I just pulled the stuff right out of my box.
But there is and he is catching scrutiny, but he is gaining a following there. And Bernie Sanders,
I hate him.
Oh, I know. Nobody likes
hate
Bernie Sanders.
him.
The old man. I'm not Bernie Sanders. I am supporting this guy. It looks like one of the guys that sit up in the balcony and the Muppet Show. That guy.
That he is the king of hypocrisy because his whole thing is about socialism, but he takes everybody's money. He's got mansions. If he really is a socialist, you know what? He should live in a box, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Isn't
I
he
live in a
Jewish?
box.
I will live in
and
the
you know
Patriot
what?
box. I
And
will
he's
be in there.
Jewish, so that's another thing. He's a traitor to his own people.
George-
F him.
George, did you want to weigh in on this? Preferably as Madani if you've got something, but what say you?
I like the double team up with
Bernie and Mandami were superpower.
I love that.
I like what you're saying, Zahar, or is it Zohan? I like what you're saying.
I'm not a fan. He just has to. He's still got. You know, he was a radical in the '60s.
Yeah.
Throwing Molotov cocktails and protesting.
And he's still
rummaging.
alive.
I know, and the only thing he's throwing now is out his hip. But come out my hip.
This is his ongoing passion and dream, is just to confuse society. But you got to realize, in the end, you got to have faith. As long as there's still God in the country, and there's still people like us who are, you know, all around New York City. New York City thinks it's the crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. In the 90s, I would say that on stage in the clubs. You guys really think you're the center of the universe. They think they're surrounded by water. It is its own lifestyle. It's its own culture.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the culture and the social condition there is different. You got to realize the way the times are, everybody's like a big kid. Everybody's like that drunken college student, but now it's multiplied exponentially. And that's the attitude and behavior, like rock stars, but nobody's a rock star.
Yeah.
It's just the same attitude and behavior. And that little hippie thing on top, you know, it's a bad combination.
And what they're doing now is, Mandami was mentioning that they're going to take over buildings of landlords that are kind of not there. And that is a land grab. And the thing that he doesn't understand is it takes money to maintain these buildings. Now, if you're a bad landlord, you got to be brought forward. But there's a lot of good landlords out there that can't keep up with the rent freezes and how they keep up with the oil, the price of getting goods in with congestion pricing, everything that it takes to live in New York City. And you're gonna squeeze these landlords. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna just close the building, and people are gonna realize. And then he wants to take over these buildings. Well, you know, and you know what's gonna happen? You ever hear of NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority? It's their slumlords. It's gonna be just like that, and these people don't understand that.
Exactly. And unfortunately, if things don't change, they're going to find out soon enough. And it's kind of like the 70s. Remember Mayor Lindsay? I mean, I'm dating myself. I wasn't into politics back then, but
because you were 5.
but it's like the city was lost. At least, you know, people were like, we can never come back from this.
Until Giuliani came back.
Giuliani
saved
fixed it.
New York State, and then you've had your subsequent mayors screwing it up, and finally we have Mondani, who's the Joe Biden
Well, he
of mayors.
came in, first off, he came in after Dinkins, which was an all-time low.
Yes.
Stinkins.
Yeah.
And then what you have is, and here's the thing, if you got a Giuliani, if you have a Giuliani, okay, essentially you have to be a paternal figure, law and order. People don't want law and order. Do you realize that? They don't want it.
No.
So if they don't want it, you can't shove it down their throats. You have to change everything out through and through. The whole city's lost. This is what they wanted. But when I spoke to some guys from Brighton Beach, which is predominantly Russian, and I said, so what do you think of this whole thing with not going to work? That's what they said. Many people, not just one, not just two.
Because that's why
This
they're
was a
here.
day.
Because they left the place where it wasn't working. It can't be sustainable. Like I've said before, with these grocery stores he wants, okay? And people, well, we're going to make it affordable, and we're going to take it over from these grocery chains that rip people off. The grocery store works on a 4% margin on perishable merchandise, and you have to run it like.
Joe, I'm gonna butt in here, and I'm gonna say Mandami is opened up his first of the free grocery stores, and it only cost $30 million tax dollars to do it. Now, Aldi's, which is a very big and upcoming chain across the United States, they would spend to open that same store probably about $3 million instead of $30 million. Even if you doubled it, even if they spent $6 million, where's the other money going? It's in the grift. Whenever the government puts its hand in the game, it costs more, it's less efficient, and again, what has the government run that does it cheaper and better than private business?
Nothing. And I always bring up OTB. On gambling, off-track gambling, is something the mob ran successfully forever. And it's like New York's like, well, we're going to get into that. And they went bankrupt. You bankrupt horse racing? You couldn't run a horse racing business and you went broke? I got that. That is the truest thing showing on how government can't run anything.
OTB worked on an 18% VIG. My uncle Nunzio, he worked on 6, and he lived quite well. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, as far as the grocery stores go, there will be long lines for the free stuff. They will get what the government decides they're going to get. So these people are like, oh, I'm going to get free this and free that. They're going to decide what you get. It's going to be very limited. There's going to be a long line out the window. There's going to be the bodegas of the hard businessmen that have worked in that neighborhood. They're going to drive them out of business. And then the grocery stores will fail. And then they'll have nothing left in those neighborhoods to shop.
It's going to look like Cuba. It's going to look like Cuba.
It's going to look like Cuba.
Yeah.
Very, very well
I
put.
got another question, Bonnet.
Yes, Mark A.
So, I mean, we have Mondani. Who's all the Jews that are working with him? There's got to be Jews in the government working with him. What are they saying? Who are they? Shouldn't somebody be writing them and calling them out to speak up? Shouldn't they be speaking up? What's going on
Well,
up
Chuck
there?
Schumer has betrayed the Jews, absolutely. I call him out all the time. I mean, he's been in government since
local
since I was
government.
born.
You know who's calling him out?
Local
Sid
government.
Rosenberg.
Sid Rosenberg.
Sid
I love
Rosenberg on
Rosenberg.
WABC has the morning show, a #1 rated show, not only in New York City but across the country. I listen every morning. Sid has started to call them out because he is like deciding open war on.
He's going to run for. I think he's going to run for mayor.
He's thinking of running for mayor,
God,
but
if
he
does,
is
that would
open.
be the
He
best.
is issued open
the first
season.
Jewish mayor.
The first Jewish.
But the conservative Jew, a conservative Jew with Christian and Western values, and that's what we have to get rid of this guy because he is not for America. He is not.
Get rid of Hochul first, and the rest will follow.
So vote Bruce Blakeman. Bruce Blakeman. So as far as what you can do, you have to, as Joe said, spread the word. Bruce Blakeman is who you have to vote for. Get his name out and make sure that you vote for him in November. And we will be back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Red, Right, and True with George Gallo.
Me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
Corporate transfer, fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back to Red, Right, and True, live from the America First Warehouse every Wednesday at 6 to 7. We have a great group of guests here, but I'm going to take the liberty and I'm going to go to what I call the Patriot Box Constitutional Minute, or however long it takes me to say what I want. So, Memorial Day just passed, all right? Memorial Day, all of my family has served, and some of them, and again, this was about the people who made us safe, going back to the Revolutionary War, to Vietnam, where they got screwed, and again, we're safe and we sleep safely at night because of our soldiers, and I think that was lost on Memorial Day. But getting back to, so what I did on Memorial Day is I stopped in a mom and pop gun store, and basically I talked for a while. I wanted to buy something to support my local store, so I asked for, I said, you know what, let me buy that $8 box of ammunition, 5 shotgun shells. And they said, oh yeah, it's going to cost you another $2.50 for Hochul. I'm like, what, there's a tax now? No, they had to do a background check. Now, I have a handgun permit in New York State. I have one in Pennsylvania. I've been thoroughly vetted. Basically, it took, after about 20 minutes, I said, you know what, just abort, because they were still checking my background, and I said, just forget it. It's not worth it. I said, besides, I have a place in Pennsylvania. I could buy all the ammunition I want. I could have it shipped there. It's legal. He said, be careful. If you bring it back into this state, you could be arrested for that. All right, now going back to the Constitution part that I was talking about, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. If you can infringe on guns, and if you infringe on the ammo, you're infringing on your Second Amendment rights. I'm just going to end with this. Basically, my driver's license is a privilege, and with that privilege, I'm allowed to drive through any state in the United States, possibly even Canada and Mexico. My gun rights, my handgun rights, they are just that, a right, okay? But when I'm driving through New Jersey, they basically could arrest me because they're infringing on my rights. So again, the Second Amendment, they're pissing on us people, and there's a simple example. Excuse me. There's a simple example of how shall not be infringed doesn't need interpretation, and yet they're pissing on us.
And what shall not be infringed is, they said, well, for a proper militia to be formed, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. And what they meant by, and basically it's, well, we have it. No, the simple thing is, in a crisis where you have to assemble a militia because somebody's trying to take us over, you need people to come, and you need people that are going to have weapons. You can't say, all right, we got a militia. What do you got? I got a pitchfork. Well, you're not Satan. What do you got? Well, I got a bat. Well, we're great. We're not on the Yankee. I need somebody with a gun here. Well, who's got a gun? And that's why they have that. And basically, it's been a right for us to carry, to bear arms. And you think of the crime rate. Look at the crime stats. 2026. Basically, the crime rates where you can carry a gun are lower, statistically lower, in those states where there are no, that.
Well, one of the things, as far as I would like to know the answer, if anyone knows, why can they infringe on everyone's right to carry? I don't understand how they were able to get that through, and to make it so difficult for citizens to have a gun, but yet the criminals are not going to follow any of these rules or laws, and they're going to have plenty of guns. And why are we having our rights infringed on? And especially now that things are getting more and more dangerous, I actually went with Patriot Box to Pennsylvania, shot a gun for the first time in my life. Because
and she loved it.
And I loved it.
And we saw it.
And I see the need that I might have to, protect myself now. And I never felt like that before. I honestly am so happy that, not happy, but relieved that my parents are not alive anymore to see what's happening, because I never thought that what's going on today would ever happen in this country. And what I'm seeing on these social media videos, and the person that follows us, I suggest you please watch his podcast right after ours. Shawn Michaels, he has a
Bonnie. I didn't get to do an imitation of anyone, so I want to do my Tim Waltz, okay, and Tampon Tim,
jazz
and,
hands,
and my jazz hands, and okay, back to you. I'm sorry, I needed to do that.
So anyway, we're going to get to asset 4, our last asset of the night, but I forgot what I was talking about, Patriot Back, so whatever.
You derailed her
We're talking
train
about
of thought.
tampons. We were talking about tampons in men's bathrooms.
Okay, asset 4.
The anti-Semitism that's going on in New York City right now is disgusting. It's disgusting. These attacks against Jews, the attacks against somebody just because they're Jewish. Am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Mandami is anti-Israel, he's anti-Semitic, and he does nothing to stop this. He does nothing to stop this disgusting violence against Jews in New York City. I'm happy that the Department of Justice is actually doing an investigation. But guess what? Investigations are nice. Action is what's important. The DOJ needs to take action to stop this. This cannot continue in the United States of America. This is the first time in my lifetime we've seen a city allow, this is intentional, it's allowing violence against Jews. Chuck Schumer, what are you going to do? Are you going to stand with Mandami against Israel, against Jews? Are you going to do something right? Stand up for Israel, stand up for Jews in this country.
I think Mark White, that was a great pick. Mark was going with the theme that, his videos are thought out, and that one hit home with me because absolutely, Chuck Schumer is, again, it's an analogy, is like there's a group.
He's a gino, Jewish and name only.
Let me finish my thought.
A gino.
Jewish and name only.
Okay, the liberal Jews and the liberals want to belong to this clique, right? And Chuck Schumer wants to belong to the clique in his government, and he's afraid of the squad. He's afraid of AOC.
He absolutely
so
is.
He keeps his mouth shut, but he's losing the Democrat Party by keeping his mouth shut because it's moving further to the left. The Democrat Party, as my parents knew it back in the day, is no longer recognizable. Even worse than when my mom switched years ago. It's really the party of hate. It's the party of separating people by their IDF, like everything is separate. Everything that's negative is the Democrat Party, and it's getting worse. And Chuck Schumer should have some balls and stand up for his party, for his people, and he doesn't. And I think it's time for him to go. Go.
He should stand up for America. It's blatant to see what's going on in New York with Mandami, with the anti-Jewish sentiment, and what they're letting them get away with their canceling that are American traditions.
And the churches will be next.
And that's
the churches will be next.
And thank you for finishing my last
Sorry,
words and saying
I always interrupt Patriot
it starts with the Jews. It starts with the Jews. It starts with somewhere, and this is coming for you. So let's stand up for America, because these people certainly are not.
And one of the interesting things is they look at us conservatives, we're called Nazis, we're called Hitler. And what amazes me is blatant anti-Semitism comes from the far left. And meanwhile, Trump set up the embassy in Jerusalem, moved it there, that no other president's been talking about and hasn't done it. He's been pro-Israel. The reason we're at war is to get rid of one of the biggest terrorist regimes. But meanwhile, they call us Nazis, and meanwhile, they have been so prevalent in anti-Semitism. And people, how could people on the left not see that?
It's straight from the communist playbook. Accuse them of what you do. And if you notice, every time they accuse something, the other side of something, it's what they're doing. Whether it's fraud, whether it's anti-Semitism. They're the ones that are doing it. So when they were going after Trump, the person who went after him for mortgage fraud because she was committing mortgage fraud, and they found that out. And Trump, I thank God for him. I thank God for him.
George, we're down to about just under 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. Do you have anything you want to add to this as our special guest?
It's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. All of it. I mean, the culture itself and society and the lack of values is where it's at. And that all just trickles in, and it justifies the choices that these people make. In the city, when you walk through that city, and I'm in the city a lot, this is all mayhem. It's chaos. And chaos wants chaos. That's all it wants. It doesn't want law and order. The city's, as far as I can tell, the city's lost. The only people that keep it together are the people that come in to work. All the blue-collar guys, all the electricians, all the plumbers, all the steel guys. They're building something. It's just going to fall apart anyway. It's just a skeleton. It's a facade. And it's got a different mix. You know, the age of values. Take away politics. The age of values is over. Because everybody, because of the phone, okay, thinks they're a star. They think they're a star. You have millions of celebrities out there now, not just Hollywood.
True.
All about me, all about self. That's it. And they look for the easy way out, cutting corners and all of that. And that's why there's millions of celebrities out there. Is it going to be tough to beat them? Yeah. If you take hardworking people from all over that are in the suburbs and in the rural areas, then you put them in the city, you'll have a different element. That city is saturated with chaos, mayhem, low values. You tell me. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
You can't change
I
it.
love that, George.
And take it from me. You don't have to feel boxed in. Bonnie, Joe, you want to wrap it up for us?
George, how could people find you on social media?
I'm playing around a lot with the Instagram lately. I'm
So your
George
name?
Gallo. Yeah, I'm
George
George Gallo, and you're not, or something like that. I don't even know. I can't even look at my phone. I can't even see my phone. I'm wearing glasses, for crying out loud, to look at this. So, yeah.
You think you got it bad.
Yeah, funny. But, George, it's been a pleasure having you, man.
Thank you,
I love
George,
you.
so
My
much.
pleasure.
Share
Thank
the
you.
show,
It's neat
and
to be
remember,
on.
vote for Bruce Blakeman. Thank you, everybody.
Bruce Blakeman.
Good night.
For the patriots.